What is the inner significance of the auspicious Navaratri celebrations, 9 celestial nights dedicated to the worship of Mother Goddess? Bhagwan explains to us today. Recognizing one's mother as the very embodiment of all divine forces, one must show reverence to her and treat her with love. This is the true message that Navaratri, the 9-night festival, gives us. The Supreme Shakti manifests herself in the form of Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. Durga grants us energy, physical, mental, and spiritual. Lakshmi bestows on us wealth of many kinds, not just money, but intellectual wealth, wealth of character and others. Even health is wealth. She grants untold riches to us. And Saraswati bestows on us intelligence, the capacity for intellectual inquiry, and the power of discrimination. The Navaratri festival is celebrated in order to proclaim to the world the power of these goddesses. One's own mother is the combination of all these divine beings. She provides us energy, wealth, and intelligence. She constantly desires our advancement in life, so she represents all the 3 goddesses that we worship during the Navaratri festival. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba on October 14, 1988.
How should we understand the role played by the 3 mother goddesses in our daily lives? Bhagwan explains to us in crystal clear terms as we observe the auspicious 2nd day of Navaratri. Cultivate good behavior, then everything will turn out to be good for you. Nothing will deter you, no difficulty will ever bother you. It is only to enable you to put good thoughts into practice that Goddess Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati are worshipped during the Dasara celebrations. Durga is not to be understood as a ferocious goddess. She is the goddess supreme who protects you. Lakshmi is the embodiment of all wealth. Saraswati is the goddess of speech. Good thoughts, good words, and good actions and behavior represent the nature of these 3 goddesses. He who teaches good things to you is verily the embodiment of Goddess Saraswati. He who teaches evil is verily a demon. Goddess Durga destroys only such demons. Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati are, in fact, not different from you. They are very much installed in your own heart. They exhort you to lead the life of a human being, since you are a human being. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba on September 28, 2006.
How and why should we practice the value of truth? Bhagwan lovingly reminds us today so that we may sanctify our lives. Truth, charity, penance, sacrifice, friendliness, purity, straightforwardness, service to Guru, and study of scriptures are the 9 gems which every seeker of knowledge must cherish. Dharma, Shanti, Prema, and Ahimsa are to be found in the state in which truth and goodness prevail. The basic truth is one, but sages have called it by many names. The ideal man is one who adheres to truth and does not give it up in any circumstance. He lives the true life. Truth does not exist for the sake of any one person. It transcends limitations of time, place, and personalities. It is the life breath for all countries, all people, at all times. The grandsire of humanity, Manu the Great, after deep inquiry, analysis, and experience, gave this one boon to mankind. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat satyam apriyam, which means speak the truth, Speak what is pleasing. Never speak the truth that is unpleasant. You should not utter an untruth because it may be pleasing, nor should you utter the truth which is unpleasant. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba on November 22nd, 1985.
Why do we worship the cow and earth as mothers? Why should we adore all forms of God? Our loving Lord reminds us today. One individual may elect to worship the divine in the form of his favorite goddess. Another may worship God in a different form and derive bliss from such worship. Each one should note that forms in which divine is worshipped by others are as important to them as their own chosen deity is to them. If, on the contrary, one criticizes or casts a slur on deities worshipped by others, he is committing a grievous sin, however well he may be performing his own worship. Man should also show equal regard and reverence for the mothers of others as he shows for his own mother. There are several notable examples in daily life of the divine quality which motherhood represents. Cow converts its own blood into nourishing milk for man to sustain his body. The cow is the first example of divine as mother. Earth comes next. Like God, earth bears man in its bosom and takes care of him in many ways. Hence, earth also is the embodiment of the mother. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba on October 14, 1988.
As we observe the holy nights in honor of the Divine Mother, what are the manifestations of this mother principle around us that we must revere? Bhagwan, the cosmic director, lovingly reminds us today. In the human body, divine flows through all limbs as rasa or divine essence and sustains them. This divine principle is called Rasa Swarupini, that is, embodiment of divine sweetness. This is called Angirasa. These divine principles that permeate and sustain the physical body should also be worshipped as mother goddesses. Then there are the great sages, Maharishis, who investigated matters relating to good and evil, right and wrong, what elevates man or degrades him, and as a result of their labor and penance, gave to mankind great scriptures indicating spiritual and mundane paths and how humanity can redeem its existence. These sages also must be revered as divine mothers. The cow, the earth, presiding deities for the body, sages, and the Guru are all worthy of worship as embodiments of divine motherhood. Although these five appear in different forms and names, they have one thing in common with the mother. They play a protective and sustaining maternal role for mankind, and hence should be revered and worshipped as divine mothers. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba on October 14, 1988.
What's the purpose of the Satya Sai avatar? Bhagwan reminds us so that we may make best use of his presence in our lives. In this world, trees, rivers, and cows help others without any trace of selfish motive. They do not expect anything in return. Without trees, rivers, and cows, the world cannot exist. In fact, it is they that sustain it. But the irony is that man doesn't make any effort to help and serve others. The spirit of sacrifice evident in them is absent in man today. He spends all his time fulfilling his selfish desires and does not give even a moment for doing good to others or for helping them. Sai Avatar has incarnated in this Kali age with the divine mission of making every individual realize his relationship with the community and ultimately with divinity. What is spirituality? That which destroys man's animal nature, nurtures humanness, and finally transforms him into a divine being is spirituality. Worshipping, singing devotional songs, and performing rituals are acts of secondary importance. They cannot be identified with true spirituality. The word Sai spells out to the world the significance of transformation at 3 levels. The letter S stands for transformation at spiritual level, A for transformation at association, social level, and I for transformation at the individual level. Excerpts from Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba on April 28, 1999.
What pollutes the intellect and clouds our true nature? Bhagwan endearingly explains to us today. If people today indulge in meaningless and impure activities, it means that they are wasting their divine gifts. Before undertaking any action, one should utter the prayer, "May my actions be holy. May my speech be helpful to others and not cause any pain to them. May all my thoughts be sacred, godly, and purposeful." The rulers and people in ancient days used to sanctify their lives by such prayerful actions. 2 things are vital in a man's life: Satya or truth, and Rita or unity in thought, word, and deed. In most people today, this triple unity is absent. One reason for this is that people have allowed their intellect to be polluted, as in the case of a lamp in which the chimney is covered by soot from the flame inside and dust from outside. The light from the lamp will be effulgent if the soot inside and the dust outside are removed. In the case of the buddhi or intellect, the soot comes from ahamkara or ego, and the dust from mamakara or mindness. These two reduce the effulgence of the intellect. They have to be removed to make the buddhi shed its light fully. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba on October 5th, 1992.
What is the full significance of the worship of the Supreme in the form of the 3 Divine Mothers? Bhagwan lovingly explains to us today. Durga represents Prakriti Mata, Mother Nature. To overcome demonic qualities arising out of the influence of nature, the power of nature must be invoked. This is the meaning of the worship of Durga. Nature is the protector as well as the chastiser. Lakshmi represents the protecting aspect of nature. When Durga has destroyed the demonic qualities, Lakshmi purifies the mind. Then there is purity in speech, represented by Saraswati. The worship of Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati is thus undertaken to get rid of the impurities in the mind and purify one's thoughts, words, and deeds. Prakriti, nature, is the embodiment of the divine. Man perceives nature and experiences nature, but is unable to recognize the divinity in nature. to see the external manifestations of the divine and yet fail to recognize the divine is a sign of stupidity. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba on October 5th, 1992.
On the auspicious occasion of Saraswati Puja during Dashara, what is the significance of this worship that we should cherish? Bhagwan explains to us in crystal clear terms today. Saraswati is the presiding deity of speech and wisdom. Gayatri Mantra begins with Om Bhur Bhuvas Suvaha. Bhuh means materialization. It represents matter which is subject to change. Bhuvaha represents life principle, vibration. Savitri is the presiding deity of the life principle. You must have heard the story of Savitri, who restored her dead husband back to life with the power of her devotion and surrender. Saraswati is worshipped as Jnana Devata, since she confers good intellect and wisdom. This is described in Vedas as Prajnanam Brahma. Prajnana does not mean worldly knowledge. It is constant integrated awareness which is changeless and eternal. The Divine Mother has three names: Gayatri, Savitri and Saraswati. Gayantam Trayate iti Gayatri. Gayatri protects those who sing her glory. Gayatri, being the presiding deity of our senses, helps us to master the senses. Savitri, being the presiding deity of the life principle, protects our life. Saraswati bestows on us the changeless and eternal wisdom. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba on October 9th, 2002.
What's the inner significance of the Navaratri festival? Bhagwan lovingly reminds us as we observe the auspicious Vijayadashmi festival. The celebration of Dasara festival is meant to purify the actions performed by the Dashendriyas, 5 senses of action and 5 senses of perception. Every human being in this world must perform some karma, action. The presiding deity or driving force behind all actions is Devi, also called Durga, who is the personification of energy. She is the bestower of all kinds of energy to perform various actions. Goddess Lakshmi bestows various kinds of wealth like money, food grains, gold, different kinds of objects, vehicles for movement, etc. to human beings so that they can lead a happy life in this world. The third facet of the divine female principle is Saraswati, goddess of learning and intellect. Thus, the trinity of Durga, goddess of energy, Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, and Saraswati, goddess of learning and intellect, are worshipped during Dasara. This is the underlying principle of worshipping this trinity of Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati during this 9-day festival. It is essential that people worship all three facets of the divine. Divine Discourse delivered by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba on October 9th, 2008.